This incredible woman's name is Olga Lelyushkina. She's 71 years old, but her body moves as if she's half her age. The skin is alive, the look is clear, the gait is light, and the energy creates a feeling as if age just did not have time for it. The question immediately arises, how is this possible? And the answer turns out to be unexpectedly simple. It's not about trying to look younger, but about how she lives every day. Olga Lelyushkina does not struggle with age. She has built a lifestyle in which movement, self-attention, inner confidence, and style work together. And that's why age is no longer a limitation in her case, but becomes just a number that solves almost nothing. How does she do it? Watch the video to the end and we will reveal her main secrets of youth. So, let's get started. Olga Lelyushkina's very first and fundamental principle is dancing. And this is not a hobby for the soul in the usual sense. This is the foundation of her physical and emotional state. She considers dancing to be the main secret of her youth. And if you take it deeper, it becomes clear why. Dancing is not just about moving to music. This is complex coordination, constant brain work, balance, breathing, sense of rhythm, and body control at the same time. When a person dances regularly, he literally forces the nervous system to remain flexible. The brain does not freeze in patterns, it is constantly being rebuilt. Specifically, neuroplasticity is one of the key factors in slowing down age, related cognitive changes. But there is another point that is rarely talked about. Dance includes an element of play, and play is a state in which the body reduces the level of internal tension. Chronic stress is considered one of the main accelerators of aging. It affects hormones, sleep quality, vascular health, and even the skin. Dance also works as a natural regulator. It removes internal clamps, returns the feeling of freedom and lightness to the body. But movement alone is not enough if the body does not receive basic care. The second important element of her lifestyle is attention to appearance, skin, and hair. However, it is important not to confuse this with a cosmetic obsession. It's not about the amount of money, but about a regular, calm, and respectful attitude towards yourself. Skin and hair are not just the outer layer. It is an indicator of the internal state of the body. The skin of the first shows chronic fatigue, deficiencies, stress, and regime disorders. Hair reacts to hormonal changes and the overall quality of metabolism. Therefore, taking care of them in this case is not cosmetics for the sake of beauty, but a way to maintain contact with the body. When a person systematically takes care of himself, he forms a steady signal to the brain, I am important. And this signal has a much deeper impact than it seems. It reduces internal aggression towards oneself, reduces psychological burnout, and forms more careful behavior in other areas of life. Nutrition, sleep, activity. As a result, external care becomes part of the internal regulation of the body. Olga Lelyushkina makes it look like a natural part of the day, not as a duty, but as a habit to keep yourself in a state of concentration. The next point that is often underestimated is the psychological age. Olga Lelyushkina does not live in the feeling of I'm getting older. She retains an inner sense of femininity, attractiveness, and interest in life. And this is not about self-deception or denial of reality, but about inner identity. Psychological age is directly related to how the body regulates itself hormonally and nervously. When a person internally surrenders to age, the body begins to adjust. The level of activity decreases, motivation to move decreases, and spontaneity decreases. This triggers a chain of physiological changes that accelerate aging. But when a person retains the feeling of being alive, attractive, and included in life, the nervous system continues to work in the mode of engagement. This affects energy levels, the quality of social interactions, the desire to move, and even facial expressions. The face ceases to be a mask of age and becomes a reflection of emotions again. Olga Lelyushkina shows this especially vividly. She does not play the role of a young woman. She simply does not take herself beyond the limits of life, in which there is interest, movement, and attention to herself. And here, another important element smoothly appears: style. She has her own approach to clothing that emphasizes her figure and creates a sense of composure. At first glance, this may seem secondary, but in practice, style directly affects self-perception. Clothes that emphasize the body rather than hide it form a different behavior. A person begins to move differently, to hold their posture differently, to interact with space differently. This is not magic, but psychophysiology. The external image affects the internal state through the feedback of the brain. When a person hides in shapeless clothes, they often unconsciously curtail their activity. When the clothes support the shape of the body, there is a sense of structure and confidence. And this brings us back to the key idea. Youth is not an age, but a way of interacting with oneself. If you put everything together, it becomes obvious that Olga Lelyushkina's secret is not in one action, but in the system. Dancing gives movement and flexibility to the body and brain. Taking care of your appearance keeps you in touch with your physiology and reduces internal stress. The psychological feeling of femininity and attractiveness preserves hormonal and emotional involvement in life. And style reinforces all this at the level of behavior and self-perception. But the most important thing here is something else. None of these elements work in isolation from the rest. If you remove dancing, the body loses its dynamics. If you remove psychological involvement, energy disappears. If you stop caring about your appearance, contact with yourself is destroyed. If you lose your style, your behavior and posture change. That is why such stories are always about one thing. Longevity is not a struggle with time, but the consistency of all human systems. When the body, mind, and lifestyle start working in the same direction, age ceases to be the main factor. And perhaps the main conclusion from Olga Lelyushkina's story sounds not like advice or motivation, but as an observation. Aging does not begin in a passport, but at the moment when a person stops moving, stops feeling alive, and stops treating himself as a participant in life. In the meantime, there is movement, interest, attention to oneself, and inner inclusion. Age remains just a number that has less and less influence on how a person looks and how he lives. Friends, what do you think of this woman? Write your opinion in the comments. If this video was useful to you, then please like it and share the link with those who might find it particularly useful. We also recommend watching this video, which has now appeared on your screen.